In section 1.17, you learned about percent increase and percent decrease, and we learned about the multipliers. So let's work a couple of problems from this section. So the first problem, for a percent increase of 21%, and notice we've got an increase here. So we know that our multiplier is going to be greater than 1. So let's think about this. We're going to start out at 100%, and then we're going to increase by 21%. And so where are we going to end up? If we add those two together, we're going to end up at 121%. And then if I divide that by 100, I'll come up with the actual multiplier, 1.21. All right, let's try another one. For a percent, again an increase of 105%, state the multiplier. So again, we start at 100%, we're going to increase by 105%, and where do we end up? At 205%. And again, we're going to divide by 100 to get the multiplier, which is going to be 2.05. Let's try another one. For a percent increase of 3.6%. Now, 3.6%. So again, I start at 100%, and I'm going to increase 3.6%, so less than 4%. So I end up with 103.6%, and again, divide by 100 to get my multiplier, which is 1.036. All right, now let's switch over to the decreases. So for a percent decrease of 6%, state the multiplier. Okay, so the multiplier is going to be less than 1 because I'm decreasing. So let's think about this. I start at 100%, and what do I subtract? I subtract 6%. And so what's left is 94%. Same process I did before. I'm going to divide by 100, and so my multiplier for this one is 0.94. Again, remember we said it would be less than 1, which it is. For a percent, again, decrease of 3.2%, state the multiplier. So again, I start at 100%. I'm going to take away 3.2%. So where do I end up at? 96.8%. Divide by 100, and so my multiplier is 0.968. Again, less than 1 the multiplier is because we're decreasing. Now let's turn it around and say you're given the multiplier and you want to find out if it's an increase or a decrease and of what percent. So the first thing we notice here, this is greater than 1, so I know it's going to be an increase. And what kind of an increase is it going to be? There's a couple of ways to do this. I think the easiest way is to convert this to a percent. So take 1.14 and multiply by 100. And so I get 114%. And if I subtract 100%, which is where I started, my increase is 14%. A multiplier of 0.77 corresponds to a percent increase or decrease of what percent? Okay, less than 1, so I know it's going to be a decrease. All right, so again, I would like to convert this to a percent. So I'm going to take 0.77 and multiply by 100. So I've got 77%, but that's not the decrease. That's how much is left. So what do I do now? I subtract this from 100. So the decrease was actually 23%. So you're going to have to do one extra step on this kind of a problem. A multiplier of 2.59 corresponds to a percent increase or decrease of what percent? Okay, greater than 1, so it's an increase. So I'm going to take 2.59, multiply by 100. I get 259%. I'm going to subtract 100, and what's left is 159%. So this is a really big increase. And that's the end of this quick little review on the multiplier. So hopefully this will help you as you're working through your problems in section 1.17.